What is up, movie buffs? I'm Jeremy, the pop culture nihilist, and I appreciate you stopping by my channel for my review of Air. Air is Ben Affleck's most recent film. It's also a reunion of sorts between Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, who collaborated to create Good Will Hunting back in the 1990s. It is an origin story, if you will. It's kind of about Nike cementing their place as the #1 brand of shoes in the world, but it's an origin story of the Air Jordan shoe as well as the legendary Michael Jordan himself, though Michael Jordan's not exactly featured in the movie and his mother plays a much more prominent role, but Matt Damon plays a character named Sonny. He is he's revealed to be like a kind of a gambling addict, but he's also a basketball savant, and he's their talent scout at Nike. Nike was founded by Ben Affleck's character, and then Jason Bateman is the sales manager. Matt Damon sees some footage of a young Michael Jordan when they're trying to pick out who's going to be their next brand ambassador or the next celebrity that's going to put them in competition with juggernauts like Adidas and Converse. And if you remember the 1980s, maybe you weren't alive, but maybe you've heard the Run DMC song, My Adidas. The hip hop community loved Adidas. Converse were very popular shoes, and Nike was just kind of seen as uncool at the time. But being that Matt Damon's character is a gambler, he was willing to bet the house on this hunch that he had about this rookie player that nobody knew about. And Michael Jordan, for those of us that were around in the 1980s, was almost deified, right? Like, he transcended the game of basketball and kind of elbowed his way into the social consciousness in a way that very few celebrities or athletes have ever. And even to this day, like, I know LeBron's beaten his records and stuff, but there was just something so aspirational about Michael Jordan's story, and this movie encapsulates that well, and it does a good job of like mythologizing him while also showing his humanity through the relationship he had with his mother, played by a fantastic Viola Davis. This woman's got an EGOT, and it's pretty obvious that she got there because she is so incredibly captivating. Like, every time she is on screen, she's got such a commanding presence, and she does such a good job in this movie. What's crazy about it is the one stipulation that Michael Jordan had when Ben Affleck contacted him about making this movie is that Viola Davis be able to play his mother. Is that fantastic or what? Because she knocks it out of the park. And she's not the only cast member in this movie that just does a great job. It was awesome to see Chris Tucker again. Very funny character in this movie. But the relationship between Bateman, Damon, and Affleck is like, it's palpable. The chemistry is there. And Matt Damon was the perfect casting to play the lead in this movie because we can buy into him as an everyman, right? Like, the thing about sports movies is you have to kind of buy into the underdog narrative. And considering all of these dudes are rich and they really only stand to get richer, the stakes wouldn't quite be what they are if it wasn't for Matt Damon's performance and the way that he's able to sell that, like, there really is a lot at stake here. This isn't just a matter of rich people getting richer. Like, he could lose everything, maybe. At least that's what we're led to believe. It also is inspiring to see the way that Viola Davis sees her son and believes in him and the value that he's going to bring this company. It's super inspirational. It's also really funny, and it captures the essence of the 1980s in a way that feels authentic. It's not just dripping with nostalgia, right? But there is this really great montage at the beginning that really harkens back to the era and what it represented to people, and the costumes are great, and the needle drops, the soundtrack, it's just nonstop through the movie, just banger after banger after banger. And my favorite one that they use in the trailer is Sister Christine. I think that's what it's called. Just such a good song, but all the way through it, really great music. You walk out of it just humming with excitement, with joy. It's the kind of movie that you go and see that just lifts up audiences. And there were only a few of us in there. I suspect most people we're watching Super Mario Brothers, which I'm sure is great, and I'm definitely going to check it out. But I feel like if you want to plug in to nostalgia and reconnect with what the 80s really were, this is the movie to do it with. Ben Affleck is a fantastic filmmaker, and he certainly doesn't, show any signs of wavering in this movie. I had a blast with it, and that's my personal take. This is something I really recommend on a scale of 1 to 5. I think I'm going to go ahead and give Air a 4 out of 5. I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's a great movie for those of us that just kind of want to re-experience what it was like in the mania surrounding Michael Jordan and the Air Jordans, because back in the 80s, I know Adidas were hot because of Run DMC, but like everybody had to get Jordans. It wasn't just basketball players. It wasn't just black kids. It was everybody. It was something that was just so universal. And Michael Jordan was the reason why they became the success that they were, because he was just this larger than life, incredibly charismatic figure, and for obvious reasons. So yeah, really enjoyed this. Did you see it? Let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, let me know by taking a second to click that thumbs up button. It really helps out. And if you want to stay up to date with even more content, sometimes movie related, sometimes music related, always pop culture related, make sure that you click that subscribe button, followed by the bell. Look down in the description for links. I'm Jeremy, and until next time, be terrible. Peace.